Okay, so please lie on your backs and you just pay attention to yourself, attending to the way that you're contacting the floor underneath you with the back of yourself. So there's an objective, not just a subjective sense of feeling, but you have an objective, just sensing the contact of the back of your heels. When we learn to objectify our experience more, it takes us more outside of the self in a good way. We become preoccupied. We can become preoccupied with the internal senses all the time. So just notice how the back of the small of the back of the calves, the lower legs on the right and left side are contacting the floor. It's getting that sense of how the back of the small of the calves, the back of your knees, whether they're contacting the floor or not, easing. The upper legs, whether the backs of the upper legs, where are they contacting the floor? Where are they not contacting the floor? The backs of your hips. The backs of the hips contacting the floor, one hip a little lower to the floor, one hip a little higher from the floor, just noticing. And when we use this way of objectifying our contact, it's not judgmental. It's just what is and what probably will change as we go along. Notice the small of your back, the contact of the small of the back. Does one side of the small of the back seem a little lower to the floor, one side a little higher from the floor? Notice the backs of your rib cage, right and left side. Notice the backs of your scapula, your shoulder blades. Notice the back of the right arm, right elbow, lower arm between the elbow and the hand, the back of your wrist, the backs of your fingers on the right side. Notice your right hand. Notice the back of your left shoulder, your left arm, the upper arm between the shoulder and the elbow, the back of the elbow, just feeling, sensing, seeing. Notice the lower arm from the elbow to the hand, the back of the wrist. Notice the backs of your fingers. Just observing yourself in this way is already promoting change, sensing change, because we're always changing. Notice the back of your head on the floor. The next time you're exhaling with yourself nice and easy, begin to do a small movement of lengthening your right arm. Whatever position it's in, you're lengthening the hand kind of like away from yourself, right? Just a small, tiny movement. Now, there's two ways to look at this movement. That you're moving the arm, the the fingers, the hand, the elbow, the shoulder, the chest, intentionally. And then there's another way. There's a movement that can happen inside from your shoulder to your elbow to your hand. Is an internal movement that can take place. The internal movement for most of us is non-conscious. And just one time consciously lengthen the arm a little, and then one time imagine it's lengthening inside from the shoulder to the elbow to the hand. Just imagine that. And we're not doing it to just imagine or just do. We're doing it to notice what's different after let's say you did one movement consciously and then one movement with imagination. What's different in your experience of the movement when you do it again? Meaning actually moving it, right? Easy. Good. And then let go of that. Just feel your right arm, your shoulder, your elbow, your hand. Something might be different about your breathing. Right. So one more time, go back and just, as you exhale soft and easy, just lengthen the right arm again and just see what that feels like now. It's somewhat different than when you first did the movement. In Taoism, we call this way making, and you make a way by doing many different ways, and then the natural way will express itself, and you will notice that it will be different. Yeah. Good. When the next time you move the arm, just put your attention on your right leg, your right hip. Is there any kind of activity in the leg, the hip, when you move the right arm? Your fascia is a web throughout the whole body. Theoretically, every time we move any part of the body, the whole of the fascia is involved, unless it's being held, unless it's been rigidified through various ways of operations or injuries or trauma or poor posture or internal inflammation. I could go on and on. Everything affects the fascia. Good. All right, let that go. Just rest with yourself, please. Just notice. Start to feel what's different about you. And put your attention to your left arm now. And start out with the imagination. Just imagine the next time you're exhaling that you're lengthening the left arm inside. Most I used to say, if you can't do a movement, you really can't imagine it. And a lot of people argued with that they could think of the movement that they're doing, but they couldn't imagine it. Well, thinking is not the movement. That's what you think the movement is. Yeah. Easy. And now, actually, the next time you exhale, let the arm lengthen a little, the left arm, whatever. Just feel what that's like one time and then stop Just one time. One time. And stop. Learn to trust your experience, whatever it was. And if you have the experience, oh, that wasn't very good, I need to do that more. Or that felt good, I want to do that more. No, no. Just one time, and let whatever the feeling is, let it into you, your awareness. Good. And let that go and just rest with yourself. What are you noticing? Where does something feel different? Where something is feeling different, you could start to maybe think of that as something that's emerging from you in a very only you way. A very individual and very individualistic emergence of you. Stand your right foot, please. Easy. Now, everything again, easy. And gently press your right foot into the floor, very gently. And you're going to see that the weight of your right hip comes a little away from the floor. I'm not asking you to lift it. I'm asking you just to gently press. When you gently press the foot into the floor, your hip joint is going to come up a little from the floor, right? Easy, easy. But notice now, can you press your foot a little and let the hip not come up toward the ceiling, but just bear with us now, but up toward your right shoulder, as if it was sliding a little up toward your right shoulder as you exhale. Press the foot a little. Easy, easy, easy. Take your time. This is not so clear to most of us, so take your time. And trying to do it or get it right is part of the problem. Just whatever you do it a little differently the next time. Don't press the foot so much. Or just think of the hip sliding up as you, without the foot pressing. Try little different things. Nothing is written in stone here. Easy. Good. Now, the next time you press your foot a little, or imagine, if it's not, that your hip is sliding up, let your right arm slide down a little. Slide in, yes. Easy, easy. Again, we're basically working with fascia here, so take your time. The web. And fascia slides, glides. Yeah, easy, easy, easy. Now, one time, just press the foot a little and bring the hip up, slide the hip up a little toward your shoulder. Let go of that, and then one time just lengthen the arm down without the hip. We want to get them noticing each other. We want to get them in some kind of synergistic relationship with each other. And we do that with awareness. Easy, easy. So one time you press the foot, the hip. It's kind of like you're pushing, right? When you press the foot, you're pushing your hip up toward your shoulder a little, right? And then the next time, just lengthen the arm down and feel, how does that affect the hip? And vice versa, how does when you just press the foot, push the foot, how does that affect the arm? Just asking these questions, you're setting neurological way making. All right? And good. And now go back and simultaneously, as you press the foot a little, you lengthen the arm a little. And it can all be inside you, or there could be a little movement outside, but that sense of something sliding up your back and down your arm simultaneously is what the internal image of the movement. Good. Okay, let it go. Bring everything down. Unfold yourself and rest. What are you noticing? I'm really coming around to the idea of the theory that when we fall asleep, it's because the fascia lets go and quiets down. It's not so rigid. There's more, 10 times the nerve endings in fascia than there are in muscles. So when you ruminate and keep yourself awake kind of thing, you're really the fascia that's being affected. Just lying there, you're not using muscle, you know. Okay, stand the left foot. And begin to do a small movement of pressing the left foot gently. It's going to be different. Not only is it going to be different, embrace the difference, expect the difference. We are being culturally over inundated with sameness, and it's not good for the brain. Feel the difference on this side. It could be more difficult, not as difficult. It could be less clear or more clear. Could be easier. We're all different. Good. Just pressing the foot, thinking of sliding the hip up toward the shoulder. Of course, you know, in any sense of reality, you can't slide the hip very much. So it's mostly an internal sense of the movement that's happening. And what's interesting to me when I was playing with this is that when it did slide a little, kind of spontaneously, it felt like it slid like 2 or 3 inches, but it was probably moving maybe a 16th of an inch or something. Yeah, easy. Now, the next time you do that and you press the foot and slide the hip as you exhale, let the arm lengthen, the left arm lengthen a little down. Easy, smoothly, that gliding feeling. No tension in the hands, no tension in the wrist, no tension in the elbow, No tension in the shoulder. You don't need to tense to slide. Yeah, easy. Actually, tension creates friction that makes us not slide so well. Yeah, easy, easy. Now, do separate it out. Do one time just sliding, pressing the foot and sliding the hip up, and then one time just sliding the arm down. And as you do it, see if you could, every time you do it, press the foot a little easier, even though you might think you're hardly doing anything. Hardly do less. Yeah, easy, easy. And there's a feeling of a movement inside you, a direction from your foot up your back to your head, down your arm, same time. Yeah, that's right, that's right. And now go back and combine the two movements on one exhalation. What do you feel in your back? The back of your torso, somewhere in the middle of your back. Something's going on, maybe the back of your chest, lower back. What do you feel? Easy. Okay. Please unfold and rest. Nice. So I could see that the concept of unfolding is becoming more and more a reality for you. Very nice. What do you feel right now? What seems different in maybe the backs of your shoulders, back of your chest, backs of your arms, back of your head, small of your back, backs of the hips, the backs of the lower legs, the calf area on both sides. Notice if that area seems closer to the floor, easier on the floor. Bring your right foot to standing again, please. Put the palm of your right hand on the upper right side of your chest. Let the elbow be on the floor. And see if you can kind of have your elbow kind of straight out, not going down toward your hip, but kind of straight out a little. Yeah, that's it. Good, good, good. Now, as you exhale, start to do a small movement. Listen, of sliding your right elbow down a little, just sliding it down a little, as if you a bird bringing the wing back toward the body, but just a little as you exhale. And feel, what is it that, as you exhale, what is it that goes on in your chest? Can you feel your chest start to sink? Can you feel something's happening in your rib cage on the right side, kind of going in a little? Very soft, very light, very easy, right? Something's happening to your right hip, maybe. What does the right hip seem to do? Easy, easy, easy. We're learning more and more about the behavior of fascia and how it affects us, right? So you take your time here. Good, good. Now, rest with your arm there for a beat. And once again, as you exhale, gently press your right foot into the floor as if you're bringing the right hip up towards your chest. And just feel, does that seem to pull your chest down and your elbow slides in towards you a little maybe, you know? Yeah, you might, if not, you help it a little, just slide it a little in as you're exhaling, pressing the foot, easy, easy, take your time, easy, take your time, rest in between. And you start to think how it's not that you're doing it to yourself. And you can start to think that you're doing it for yourself. And the self starts to emerge in a different way. Easy, good, easy. You just notice that sliding of the elbow down and in, the sliding of the hip up toward the shoulder, and how that affects your torso, your spine, your back. Lovely. Please let it go and unfold again. Where do you feel different on the right side there? What's different about your breathing? Please stand the left foot and put the palm of your left hand on your chest, front of the chest, upper chest, elbow kind of out to the left, not down. And then as you exhale, just start to slide the elbow, very small, as if you're bringing it down in toward you, but very small, very small. And start to feel how the movement starts to pull your chest down, not just the muscle of your chest, the whole skin of your chest under your hands, the fascia of your chest, right? And how that's happening. And how that affects the rib cage on the left, the spine, the left side of your spine, the torso, your left hip. Does the left hip seem to move at all? Good. Now begin the next time. Leave the arm be just there, and the next time you exhale, press the left foot into the floor. Very easy, very light. And just feel if the arm responds to the pressing of the foot, the hip coming up a little. Okay, nice. Let's unfold again. And you do it in your own time, in your own way. And you play with different ways. In the first story of the Buddha that I like to tell is when the student comes to the Buddha and he puts a teacup in front of the student. The master starts to pour the tea into the cup and it's overflowing the sides. And the student says, Master, it's overfull. There's too much. And the master shoos him away. That's the first lesson, right? Well, the cup, right? The cup has a bottom. But when you start to learn about the way, the cup has no bottom. And you can fill and fill and fill, and it never gets empty. It never gets filled up because there's no bottom, right? And you start to understand that as time goes on. You know, it's inexhaustible. It's directly from Tao Te Ching. Way-making being empty, you make use of it, but do not fill it up. Yeah. Notice your breathing. Yeah. Please stand both your feet. Put both of your palms on your chest, right and left side, easy. Small, light, easy sliding movement. Just begin to slide. Just begin to slide your right elbow down. Just that little bit, easy as you exhale, and just start to feel that fascia is moving down. Is your hip getting pulled up a little? Maybe in a direction, right? Don't look to do it. Just notice if it is or isn't, or, just staying still. And also pay attention now as you slide that down, right? If the foot actually presses without you pressing it, right? Body intelligence is mostly non-conscious, right? But by making it conscious, it improves our overall intelligence. Yeah. Good. Now, let go of that and do the same thing with the left. Just slide the left down a little. Very small. It's almost like the elbow's rolling in your skin. It doesn't even have to slide, does it? It's like you can just roll the elbow in the skin. Fascia covers every joint, every bone, every muscle, every ligament, every tendon. Yeah. If, people, it's the connective tissue. Okay, so what does that mean? People think that, if all my skin is gone, I'll fall apart. No, you won't. If all your fascia is gone, then you'll fall to pieces. And that's very astute psychological aspect of fascia to understand, because we need to know how to come apart without falling to pieces. Because to come apart, we can then reorganize in a different way and have new pieces. Good. Now again, pay attention. What's happening in the chest there? What's happening in your rib cage on the left, your left hip? Just notice. Is there any activity in your left foot? Yeah. Watch now. Easy. Watch. Good. Take your time. So now, One time, slide the right elbow down and in toward you. Just a little. Come back. Breathe. Don't just run it on. Exhale, slide the left elbow, and just get a feeling what's going on in your torso, the back of yourself, around your ribs, around your spine, the middle of your back somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, it can be a nice feeling, getting wider, opening, using areas that we maybe never ever experienced before in some way. Yeah. The problem with a lot of us as we age, the new feelings in the body are always pain or something that's wrong. Rather than, wait a minute, where's the good feeling? Where's this? And, I always go back to Aristotle that learning is the greatest pleasure of all. So if I'm learning through my body, that could be very pleasurable. Mm-mm. And I think learning without the body is not really learning. It's thinking that I've learned. Mm-mm. Different experience. Yeah, good. Okay. Let that go. Bring everything unfold and rest again. The problem with thinking that I've learned is that then I think, oh, I know it. And once I know it, then I think I've learned it. Case closed, end. No. Listen, that's the cup with the bottom. Get it? Mm-mm. Notice how you're lying on the floor. So please stand both your feet. And please put both of your palms on your upper chest again there. And now very, very gently, just press both of your feet into the floor. But as you exhale, gradually, soft, soft, soft. What happens in your chest? Does it seem like your chest gets pulled down? And does it seem like your head gets pushed up? And it's all sliding. That sense of sliding up in the back and sliding down in the front. This is flexion extension with the fascia, which is not understandable by almost anybody. I don't even know if I understand it fully. I don't. No. Take your time. Take your time. I don't understand it. I keep finding how bottomless this indeterminate this fascia is, and how many different ways to play with it. Yeah. But I do know that it untangles the knots. And it brings things together in me that I know, that I feel. Yeah, easy, 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 easy. Now, put your palms on between your hip joints in front of you there, and do the same thing. Do the same thing. Gently press the foot. That's it. And you're going to see that the bottom of your tummy starts to roll up a little, your back. Yeah. Easy, 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 easy. It goes up through in your chest. Is the chest still coming down? And the way you can feel your chest is maybe your elbows feel like they're going down a little also, lengthening at the elbows, I'll call it. Yeah, nice. As you exhale. And as you inhale, you come back to neutral. Okay. And now do even less. Do even less. No mental strain. Yeah. Just start to feel the form of it. That when you exhale, the tummy drops in, the back gets closer, the chest comes down a little. Just feel that internal form of yourself. Okay. Unfold, please. What's different about yourself? And we can tend to think about, oh, my leg feels lower, oh, my back feels lower. This think about yourself feels lower. The overall, what we'll call, well, I'll just say it like this: the, the whole is much greater right now than the sum of your parts. And as one of my physicist teachers said at one time, I don't know, but the constitutive characteristics of the whole are not explainable from the characteristics of the isolated parts. That's how he put it. I thought that was beautiful. Yeah. Easy. Easy. Yep. Easy. Please take your time. Find your way in way making. Find your way to sitting. And then find your way when you are ready to standing and feeling when you're standing. What's your experience of standing? Something that is grossly misunderstood is how much fascia is responsible for posture. And then they'll say things, well, you need to strengthen your back, you need to strengthen your stomach muscles, you need to, and that's just going to support what's already off in your fascia. Yeah, good. So now, let's just easy standing here, easy. Just let the weight slide a little forward as you inhale, and then slide a little back as you exhale. Very small. Just slide a little forward. And as you go forward, see if you can allow the outside of your feet, rather than putting all the pressure on your toes. Your toes don't need that pressure. And then exhale, go back toward the heel, not all the way. Inhale just a little forward. Exhale just a little back. Keeping your knees a little bent. And now listen, just listen. The next time you inhale and come forward a little, imagine your chest is sliding up a little more. And then as you exhale and go back, Imagine that your chest is sinking a little more, in sliding toward your chin and then down toward your belly. Now, initiate the movement. As you inhale and come forward, think of the chest first, coming forward. And as you exhale to go back, think of the chest first, going back. Inhale, think of the chest first. Exhale, think of the chest first. Good. Put your right foot a little in front. Bring your right hand up. Inhale, think of the chest first. And you go over to the right heel. Exhale, think of the chest sinking. Go over to the left heel. Inhale. And the arm just comes along for the ride. You know, the arm's just taking a ride here. Yeah. The arm is just sitting in the back seat of the car, that's all. You know, it doesn't need to drive, doesn't need to do anything. Just sit in the back seat of the car. Inhale. Exhale. And you feel as you go over to, inhale, go over to the heel, all the way up the right side. Something comes up the back, slides up and slides down to the hand. And as you exhale, it slides from the hand back up to the shoulder, down the back to the right heel, going all the way down. And as you inhale, it's going all the way up from the heel, shoulder, hand. Exhale, get that sense of that movement inside you. And it's all about direction, appropriate direction, flexion and extension with gravity. When you protect, you interfere with that direction to protect what hurts. Inhale. And you hold your fascia. Exhale. Good. Bring the right arm down. Just feel what's going on with that arm. Where's that arm right now in space and time, comparing it to the left arm? The right shoulder. Right side of your chest. Left foot in front, please. Left hand up. Easy. Inhale. Bring the chest forward. Exhale, bring your chest down and back a little. Inhale, just bring your chest forward. Don't do anything else. You're going to see what happens. Just bringing your chest forward. Exhale, just bring your chest back. Just bring it back. And you're going to see the weight, you start to balance yourself differently. Not through thinking that, oh, I should be doing this or that, right? Inhale, just bring your chest forward. Where does the weight go? Does it go more into the left heel? Exhale, just bring your chest back. Where does the weight go? Both heels, and then over to the right maybe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So with way making, there's no one way, meaning absolute. Everything is relative to the context of your being right now, where you are right now. Space-time gravity. Space-time gravity. Those are the energies that we live in. Matter, space-time gravity. Good. It's all happening right now. Right now. What you want to happen isn't right now. What you would like to happen isn't right now. Right now is right now. Bring the arm down. Pay attention now when you come. What's different about that sense of your arms? Some of you, you might feel very strange with these arms right now. Take a little walk and come back and just notice how you walk with these. Yeah, good. Okay, come back. Yeah, yeah. Now, here's a little thing. I want to give this to you today. Watch now, because fascia slides and glides and things. I just want now we're in this great place. Your arms feel whatever they feel. Your shoulder. Just lift your heels just a tiny touch from the floor and drop it. Tiny touch, tiny touch. Just lift your heels a tiny touch, drop it, and then rest for a beat. Feel what goes on. Tiny touch and drop it. Tiny touch and drop it. This is causing force. This is causing energy from gravity to flow through the interstitial spaces. And drop it. Just easy. Put your weight on your right foot and just lift the right heel. Just a touch and let it go. It's going to be very different on one foot. Just a touch, let it go. Make it easier. Don't bang the floor. Just a touch, let it go. You want to feel that up, up, up. Something goes up and then something goes down. Something, or you lift, something goes up, boom, then boom. And then you get a reverberation with the dropping. Boom, good. Come back to the middle. Go over to the left heel. Again, boom. Easy. And you might feel one side is more, I'm going to use the word open than the other. Boom. It happens more. Easy. Easy. Now go back to both. And now make it smaller, softer, lighter, easier. Look out at the horizon. Now, take a walk and feel as you walk that little bounce in you. You don't do it, just feel that little bounce in you. Perception, perception, perception. So you can elongate your perception of your fascia by just paying attention when you walk around to asking yourself, oh, is that little bounce in me? It's always there. And the more you perceive it, the more it will be there, the more it will grow on you, in you, with you. Yeah. So here's the problem. The problem is that we do something in a certain amount of time and space, and then we go back to the world. And the contingency of the world takes over, and all the stuff here gets lost. So we have to elongate this perception that we're having, and you have to bring it into the world. The world is why we're here. We're not here to just be subjective, feeling good, blowing in the wind kind of things. We're not that. We're not plants. We're animals, right? We have agency. We have aggressive tendencies. We have cautious tendencies. A lot of what the Feldenkrais and I think the Tai Chi work about is what I call, what not just me but Moshe used to talk about it too, maturity. And anything that matures ages better. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, but we do have a lot of stuff from the past, right? And that comes up. And the more we can be responsible to just deal with it in the moment, the more you mature. And so for the Buddhists, the Buddhists say, give me the obstacles, give me what's getting in my way so I could mature more. Anyway, so this whole thing with fascia is about opening and having empathy with yourself. You cannot work on fascia like you work on muscle. See, you can't do that. You can't do that. And part of the problem that happens to us when we just get into a routine, we're not empathizing with ourselves. We're giving this, oh, I should be, oh, I should do, and how many do I do, and how many is this? It all becomes a linear reality, kind of a test of the self. But that, as you mature, you should not have to test yourself. You trust yourself more. It's not easy. Okay? So bounce around a little, and you can do a little of these things on the floor with yourself. When I wake up every morning in bed, I flap my feet a little, I stand my knees once in a while, do that. And then finally I'll get up and get rolled to the side, and then take my time standing, because your body is not awake yet. And what happens when you sleep is your fascia rigidifies, because it's not sliding the way it's not using gravity the way it needs to. And that's why we lose 1% of collagen in our bodies from the age of 25 on. Collagen needs this. Without this, your bones cannot develop the bounce. And bone is collagen, but fascia is even more collagen. 30% of the fascia, 30% of the collagen in our body, that protein is in the fascia. Wild. Okay, kids, fine. Have fun.
Thank you.
I'll see you next time. I think I got one more in me for next time with this, and then we'll see where we go. Waymaking is always changing the way. Bye. Great.